Thank you so much for joining. My name is Mika Sissinen. I am on the product marketing team for ServiceNow Impact. And before we get into the webinar, I need to mention that this presentation may contain forward-looking statements that should not be relied on for purchasing decisions. And I also want to cover a few housekeeping items for today's event. Please use that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen in Zoom to ask any questions you may have during today's event. We will reserve time at the end of the presentation for Q&A. We will also be sharing today's presentation afterwards and the recording of it after the event. And after this webinar, you'll be prompted to fill out a short survey. Your feedback is very valuable to us, so if you have the time, please do take that survey. So as I mentioned, my name is Mika. I am on the product marketing team for ServiceNow Impact. And also on the call today, I have my colleague Matt from the Impact product management team. Matt, why don't you say a quick hello to the folks on the call?
Hey everyone, I'm Matt Hong, outbound product manager for ServiceNow Impact. Really excited to walk you through some of the new features that are coming in Zurich.
All right, Matt will be on later to do a demo of ServiceNow Impact, as you mentioned. So today's session is also a part of Live on ServiceNow, which is a curated event series that connects you with ServiceNow experts and peers that can help you deploy your products and achieve value faster. We do hope you join us again at another one of these webinars or one of our 360 exchanges. You can see the schedule for them by scanning this QR code on the screen or using the link that I think we'll share later in the chat today. All right, so before we get into the main content, I would love to ask those of you on the call, how do you track the value you're getting from ServiceNow? How many of you, let's start, I think it is running now. How many of you use formal metrics and dashboards? How many of you just use gut feeling or have manually generated reports, or perhaps don't have a good tracking mechanism in place at all? So we'll just wait for a few moments as answers roll in. I am seeing a close horse race here. I won't tell you the results until we have a few more answers here. Give it a couple more popcorn pops here to come in. It is starting to slow down. All right, we're going to end the poll and share the result here. So share the results. This time, the result that came in first is we do not have good tracking mechanisms in place. That is a good segue into the next slide. I will stop sharing those results. If you found that poll question hard to answer, you have come to the right place. We are going to be talking about ServiceNow Impact, among other things, which is all about achieving and measuring the value you get from ServiceNow. So here's what we are going to cover today. First, I will give you a brief refresher of what Impact is and how it helps you put AI agents to work. Then I will do a brief overview of what's new in Zurich for customer success, including Impact and expert services. And then Matt will come on to do a demo of the latest features in Impact. And then finally, we'll close off with time for questions and answers. So just like I said a moment ago, Impact is all about helping you get more value out of your ServiceNow investment, whether it's putting AI or other innovations in ServiceNow to work. It's a customer success product that's powered by both AI and human expertise, and here's what it does. First, it helps you deploy and adopt capabilities like AI agents faster. It helps you define your visions for ServiceNow and track your return on investment. Second, it gives you help from ServiceNow experts. It increases your team's own expertise, and it helps your team use best practices. And then third, it makes sure your platform performs at its peak and gives your team the time to innovate and help your organization grow instead of just doing maintenance and upgrades. And then fourth, it helps keep things running smoothly with 24/7 tech support so you can minimize downtime and maximize productivity. On this screen, you can see some of the results we've seen from Impact so far for our customers. Forrester did a study for us, and they found that Impact customers, compared to other customers, are getting more value from the ServiceNow platform, often 20% or more. And Impact is also making it faster for them to deploy new ServiceNow applications. And on top of that, our customers, like the ones that you see here, are using Impact to improve their platform health and governance and adopt platform innovation and upgrade faster. Before I get into what's new, I also want to show you 4 ways Impact can help you put AI and AI agents to work, since AI agents are what all big tech companies are talking about these days, and a lot of companies are doing that to transform their businesses. First, Impact helps you set that foundation for AI by helping you check the prerequisites for AI agents are ready. And if not, you're going to get expert guidance and help to get them set up and get ready. Next, it's going to help you optimize the performance of your platform. That is, before you put those AI agents to work, Impact is going to make sure your platform is healthy and ready with platform health tools and expert guidance on best practices. Then it's also going to support you as you test and implement AI agents. So you'll be able to see AI agents in action using a copy of your own data in a temporary instance, and see how to enable and configure the capabilities that drive the most value for you. And you're going to get that expert coaching along the way. And then finally, it'll help you measure value and make sure you're driving the business results you need. And it's going to do that by helping you refine your strategic vision, align the capabilities you deploy in ServiceNow to the outcomes you want, and then promote your success to your stakeholders so maybe you can get even more budget and success later. So finally, what is new in Zurich for customer success and impact? The first thing I'll cover in the next couple of slides is new enhancements to features and impact, including value features, strategic portfolio management or SPM, and instance observer. Then I will talk about a couple of new AI-focused accelerators. And finally, I'll mention a new support add-on that's part of Impact, and also 2 new expert services offers, which are not part of Impact, but are an important part of our customer success offerings. All right, the first thing I want to cover is value reporting. When Matt comes back on later to do the demo, one of the things he'll be doing in his demo is giving you a recap of the new Impact Store application that we released earlier this year. That Store application is the new way that you can now access Impact right inside the same ServiceNow instance where you work without having to log into a separate place for Impact. And in the Zurich release of that Impact Store application, you can now access the same value reporting capabilities that you could do in the previous version of Impact. That means if you're a platform owner or a CXO, you can set up business objectives and success metrics directly within the Impact Store app so you can align your strategy to execution. It's got real-time reporting and visualizations and a dashboard to help your teams monitor the outcomes that ServiceNow drives for you. And it's also got a single centralized view of the business value delivered by ServiceNow, so it's easy to communicate that value to others. By the way, the next feature I'll cover this one and all the other Impact capabilities I'll talk about today are all available in that new Impact Store application that Matt will showcase in the demo later. So this outcomes summarization that we're talking about on this slide is related to that value reporting I just talked about on the last slide. It's a new generative AI-powered feature that gives platform owners instant clarity on their progress. So instead of digging through forms or links, you can now get a high-level summary of the status of each outcome. So for instance, whether it's on track or off track or at risk, and that's going to happen automatically for you. This feature is going to help you highlight adoption gaps, progress on accelerators and trends in your key metrics. So it's faster for you to take next steps and make decisions. And that means your team can stay focused on delivering results. On this next slide, we have talked about SPM or strategic portfolio management before, but for Zurich, we have continued to make updates to how we integrate it with Impact. In general, first of all, that SPM integration in Impact makes it easier for your team to operationalize insights and drive the execution of your projects. And that's due to the fact that you can convert Impact recommendations into SPM work items. What's new for Zurich is that you can now convert even more kinds of Impact insights into work items, even beyond the recommendations and initiatives in Impact that you could before. And also new for Zurich is that you can track their status directly inside Impact without having to go back into SPM, because there's now automatic syncing from SPM into Impact. There's also a centralized work items page inside Impact, and it's going to help you eliminate that fragmentation and delay and ultimately help you move faster with greater accountability. This next feature I'll talk about is inside Instance Observer. And if you don't know what it is, Instance Observer is the instance monitoring solution that's part of Impact. What's new for Zurich is that we have introduced a new generative AI-powered root cause analysis feature in it that helps platform owners diagnose ServiceNow performance issues faster and more accurately. So what it does is it automatically analyzes observability data, like logs, metrics, and alerts, and then generates a clear summary that highlights the root cause of an incident. That means your teams can skip manual analysis and focus on taking action, which reduces mean time to detect and resolve issues. I think I saw a heart floating up there on the right, so I'm suspecting some customers, or at least one, likes this new feature. Also inside Incident Observer, we've rolled out 2 new alerting enhancements that improve monitoring and transparency for customers with the Impact Guided Success Plan. So first, those customers with Impact Guided are now going to be able to have access to the 6 most commonly used alert cards in Incident Observer, which enables essential performance monitoring while minimizing alert fatigue. Second, there is a new alert version history feature, which introduces a full audit trail. That is, it tracks who made the changes, when, and what was modified in that alert. All that's going to help you as a platform owner be able to detect issues proactively for your ServiceNow instance, reduce the risk of it slowing down or going down, and maintain accountability. All right, accelerators. As with every release, we are launching more new Impact accelerators. The 2 accelerators I'll mention today are designed to help you adopt AI faster and give you guidance from experts and hands-on demos that are tailored to your instance. The first one is Jumpstart Your Now Assist in Document Intelligence, which empowers agents to focus on complex tasks by eliminating manual copy and paste and context switching. The second is Jumpstart Your External Content Connectors, which enables AI search across external systems like SharePoint and Confluence using Workflow Data Fabric. These accelerators are going to help you adopt AI capabilities, including Now Assist and Workflow Data Fabric faster. And I should mention, if you do have Impact, you just go into your accelerator dropdown. You can search for these accelerators and initiate them as long as you have enough accelerators to run. I think folks with Total can run 2 from each catalog at a time, and folks with Guided can run 1 from each catalog. And if you want to see all the accelerators, by the way, you can also just search for, it's probably easiest to search for ServiceNow Impact accelerators, and you can find, if you do that in Google, find the entire list of accelerators that are available for Impact Guided and Impact Total customers. All right, before we get to a couple of new expert services offers on the next slide, on this slide, I want to highlight this new support service called Preventive Care, which is available as an add-on. So you do have to pay extra for it for both Impact Guided and Impact Total Success Plans. It is a premium diagnostics and support offering that's designed to help platform owners proactively maintain their platform health. And it includes expert-led engagements twice a year where customers can get deep insights into their platform metrics, see their scalability constraints, and any potential risks. Its proactive approach is going to help you reduce performance degradation, improve the stability of your platform, and ensure you're aligned with business goals. With the recommendations and improvements you make, you're going to be able to optimize platform performance and protect your long-term value with ServiceNow. All right, now here are those 2 expert services offers I mentioned. They are designed to help you implement and adopt ServiceNow solutions faster and more effectively. So these are not part of Impact. These are part of our expert services catalog, and you can also pay separately for these. First, the Solution Architecture Advisory Service connects organizations with ServiceNow experts to ensure their implementations are aligned with business goals and industry best practices. And then the new Core Business Suite Implementation Service provides hands-on support to streamline collaboration by integrating employees, suppliers, systems, and data into a unified operational flow. These services are going to help you reduce complexity, avoid misalignment, and accelerate your time to value. All right, with that said, Matt, now it's time for you to do your demo of all this new stuff in the Zurich release for ServiceNow Impact. Matt, I will let you take it away and share your screen.
All right, thanks so much, Mika. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Excited to walk through a quick demo of Impact's newest features that are available today. So like Mika mentioned, all of the new Impact features shared are only accessible through our Impact Store application. So this is our new experience that we launched back in the Yokohama release. So first, before showing any of the new capabilities, I want to walk through how to get set up with it. First, you're going to head to the ServiceNow store. And on the top right here, let's go ahead and search for ServiceNow Impact. And what you're going to see is a certified app here from ServiceNow, sold by ServiceNow. If we go ahead and click into it, on this page, you're going to find helpful resources around Impact. One thing to note, in order to install this application into your instance, you'll need to be on either Xanadu or later. And once you follow the steps in installing the store application, you'll be able to log into your instance and have it available as an application. So I'm going to skip a few steps here, but once you've installed it from the store, we highly recommend that you head to Impact Guided Setup. So what this is a guided setup that walks through the 4 steps to help you get started with Impact. First, what we do is we take a check into making sure that your instances are ready to take in all the data that is necessary to set up Impact. And the way we do that is we leverage a tool called Service Bridge, which is also created and made by ServiceNow. Once you go through the pre-configuration checks, you'll then register your instance and connect it to the Impact delivery instance. This is the instance that your squad members use to support you and guide you through your post-sales journey. And once you finish those steps, you'll then actually start syncing and starting the migration. So there, the data will be able to sync between your instance here, where you'll access the store application, and the Impact delivery instance. And then the last step before you can go ahead and get started with Impact is assigning the right users and also knowing who your squad members are on the ServiceNow side. That'll help you deliver a lot of the great content that you'll see within Impact. So in Zurich, one thing that we've done is we've made this process even more streamlined, a lot easier, and of course, making sure that you can get started and set up for success within Impact as quickly as possible. So once you follow all of these steps in setup, and it doesn't matter whether you're a guided or a total customer, you can follow the same approach here. We'll switch over into an instance, and what you'll be able to see is this homepage where you'll land at, where you'll have recommendations at the top of what you should be doing next. These are personalized recommendations that come to you directly from your squad members through an AI algorithm as well, based on your activity and some of the goals that you have set up, just on what you should be focusing on next. And on the bottom here too, we also have curated content, similarly based on the same algorithm as the recommendations on what you should be focusing on, events, webinars, such as this exact one, our Live on ServiceNow one for what's new in Zurich. And then also on the right-hand side, you'll be able to locate and understand the different tools that you can find within Impact. Here in the Learn About Impact section, this is a great overview in just case you're curious of all the different tools that we have here. And the way that you access them through the store application is on the top here. You'll see that we have tools related to platform health, value management, product adoption, and lastly, accelerators and initiatives. So before jumping into each one of these individually, I think one thing that I would love to show is how to access and initiate accelerators right here in the store application. And the way to do that is we're going to go ahead and click into accelerators and initiatives, and let's go ahead and click into catalog. So as this page loads, accelerators, these are those fixed scope engagements that are run by your Impact squad that help you and support you during your ServiceNow journey. And they're broken up into 3 different types, 3 different categories: architecture, strategy, and technical. And they help you answer questions, provide you with the expertise and that value exactly where you need it. Mika mentioned there are 2 new accelerators that are available as part of Zurich. Jumpstart Your External Content Connectors is one of them. And so for example, let's say we want to initiate that accelerator. We want to get help. We're interested in this specific capability. So I'm going to go ahead and search for it. You can see that it pops up in this card. When I click into here, I can learn a little bit more about what exactly that accelerator is. What are some of the major activities that are going to be part of it? Okay, I'm going to get an overview of what this capability is. A squad member is going to deliver a demo of what it looks like, and they're going to create a copy of my instance, install this capability so I can see what it looks like in the context of my data. And then there's also the opportunity for an optional coaching session, really helping me understand, okay, when I'm ready to implement external content connectors in this scenario, what are kind of the best practices, making sure that I'm checking off and using it in the right ways. So if this looks good, I can scroll down too and see, okay, who from my side as a customer is recommended to be there. I should have the platform owner there, should have sysadmin. If I'm ready, I can go ahead and request the accelerator. And when I click on this button, there's going to be a short form that I need to fill out. I can provide a instance that I want the squad to copy for me, what data that I want to have in there. And then when I'm ready to actually get this started, who should be involved in here? Who are some of the other users on the group, like maybe myself, that wants to be involved in this accelerator as well. So let me switch over and transition to some of those new features that Nika had mentioned that are coming out as part of Zurich. And the first one that I would love to show is value reports. So value reports are now available within the Impact Store application. And the big benefit of this is that you can understand the monetized value that is generated by each of your ServiceNow applications. So here in this example, we're looking at a value report for CSM, for customer service. And what we can see in this specific quarter is we're able to realize about $300,000 of value from the CSM product. The top here, I can actually see a breakdown of where this 300K comes from based on business objectives. And here I can see two. There's one around improving customer experience, as well as one on scaling customer operations. There's also the opportunity to drop a little executive summary. Here I can see that, okay, we were able to improve our metrics over the last quarter. And below, I can actually drill down and look at the outcomes that feed into this 300K number. The first outcome, which comes from the objective of improving customer experience, is on increasing customer cross and upsell. I'm going to actually zoom out here a little bit so I can see this a little bit easier. But here, what we're able to do, because we have access to your actual CSM data, is we are able to create a very accurate picture and snapshot of the actual value that you're receiving from each one of these products. So here in this one, based on certain assumptions that we have, for example, like what's the average revenue lift per upsell, what exactly are the number of increases in upsells? That's how we're able to calculate the business value for each one of these outcomes. So this isn't necessarily a new feature. For example, if you've been an Impact customer for a while and you've used the Impact delivery instance before, you're probably familiar with value reports. But the benefit here is this is now available within the store application with parity, where you can create you can view these value reports and share them to your executives or C-suite executives who want to see and actually visualize the ROI that you're receiving from your ServiceNow investments. All right, so the last feature that I'd like to share is around AI outcome summarization. One quick note about this one is you will need to be on the September store release to access this feature. And the way we get there is first, we're going to go ahead and navigate to our objectives and outcomes under value management. When I click in there, I'm going to receive a list of all the objectives and outcomes that I'm either tracking or not tracking. And let's say, for example, I'm interested in learning more about reducing disruption from incidents. So I'm going to go ahead and click into that. Zoom out a little bit here. So it looks like from a top line that this metric is trending down. That's actually a good sign of progress for this one, since we're trying to reduce disruption from incidents. And at the very top here, see summarize this outcome, I see the opportunity to summarize this outcome using AI. So let's go ahead and click summarize. I'm going to go ahead and click this. And once it starts thinking, all right, here I then receive a summary from Nowsys going through a few of the key metrics that it's analyzed related to this outcome. First, it shares exactly what this outcome is about. All right, it's about reducing the volume of disruption from incidents. leading to increased productivity for end users. Then it analyzes the trend and notices that, oh yeah, there has been a decrease in the number of incidents closed over the last 2 months. It then also provides what capabilities, what actual ServiceNow products and features support this outcome, help it. In this case, incident management, which is a key one for this outcome, is in use, supports this outcome. And lastly, what this summary will also provide is what to do next to help improve this outcome. Here they recommend that I initiate a specific accelerator, which is Now Assist for ITSM. That's a value enhancing capability that's currently not in use. So here I'm able to understand, all right, how am I tracking on this outcome today? And what are some ways that I can improve this in the future? And giving me some great ideas as to what to do next. So that's all we have prepared today regarding new impact features available in Zurich. And with that, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Mika.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt. I believe I'm sharing the right screen now. All right. It is almost time for Q&A, but we're going to recap what was covered. As I'm recapping this, please do send any questions that you have either for the material that I presented or the demo that Matt shared. I'll put it into the Q&A in Zoom so we can see all the questions all in the same place. So what we covered today, first we talked about enhancements to Impact, including improvements to value reporting, like our new GenAI-powered value summaries, plus enhancements to our existing SPM integration and our Instant Observer tool. We also talked about those 2 new accelerators that help you adopt AI quickly. And finally, we talked about a new Impact add-on called Preventive Care, plus 2 new services offers available outside of Impact. Before we close, we have a few quick reminders. First, if you are an Impact customer already, we encourage you to install the new Impact Store application that Matt covered that we did release earlier this year. The first QR code here on the left will take you right to the store where you can do that. Second, we host these webinars regularly, so if you want to join us in the future, you can see a list of them at the second QR code. And finally, you can go to the Impact community to find today's recording, as well as upcoming events, and ask questions and engage with other Impact customers. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thanks also to Matt for his demo. It's been our pleasure to share these new enhancements to customer success and Impact with you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.